Alright, we got the new roof done, so that looks pretty good. Took the solar panels off for the pool, because they never really worked good, and the sun baked the panels and then they started to leak, and that was no good. So got the bug running again. Had to go get a battery charged up. I don't have a 6-volt charger. I didn't drive it for a while, and for some reason the battery went dead, so filled the gas tank up, charged the battery, and been riding that. Got the 996 motor apart. Got the motor and tranny pulled out of the car, and found the issue. I think I dodged a little bit of a bullet here, but this motor was pretty fresh when I bought the car, and doesn't have a lot of miles on it. I think I put about 40 or 50,000 miles on since I bought it. But started mixing the oil into the water. Noticed there was oil in the reservoir. I went online and checked some things, and a lot of times it seems like it's the cylinder head that's cracked. There was only like one video on oil coolers, and one of the local Porsche guys told me, you know, being that the motor's cared for, and you know, I watched the gauges, it's never been overheated since I've owned it, and the motor was fairly fresh when I bought the car. I maintenance it quite a bit, change the oil often, and I don't abuse it. And he didn't think that the cylinder head would be cracked. He said usually that's when it overheats. Not so much a casting issue, but you know, either improperly torqued down when the motor was rebuilt, or the cylinder head got hot. So none of those things happened. So I checked the cooler, and lo and behold, the cooler was bad. John at Costa Mesa R&D on YouTube had a little video on how to check the cooler, and I made these two little block off plates, and basically put air to it through this one, and then blocked the other side off with that, and put soap in the oil side, charged up the water side, and it made bubbles like a bubble machine. So got to get a cooler coming, and I'm going to go ahead and replace the release bearing is done, and the clutch is sort of used up. So I'm going to go ahead and get a flywheel, a clutch, and a friction disc, and install that stuff, and of course a brand new cooler. I'm going to take the starter out to my buddy and have him go through that, because it's the back of the motor where you can't really access it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the alternator, take that off and let him just go through it, clean it up, make sure everything's good, because it's sort of hard to access any of this stuff when the motor's in the car. But going to put a new oil water separator on also while it's out of the car, just because. Anything at the back of the motor is probably a good idea to do at this time. Rear main seal. The IMS bearing still looks brand new. This was put in when I bought it, and it's still pretty nice. I don't think I'm going to pull that out and mess with it. Just going to put the flywheel on, new seal, and put it back together. So that's where we're at with this. And somebody's cutting a tree down today, so you have to bear with it. I'm going to do a little giveaway for the Volkswagen guys today. This is just, I'm going to do a couple giveaways. Probably do 5 or 6, whatever. I'm a glutton. But this is the first one. A little toolkit put together here. This is for adjusting your clutch. This is for taking your CV joint axles off. And this would be the socket that you use to check your transmission drain plug. So there's all 3 items there. Not a really big deal. There's one more item missing somewhere. What did it do? Fall on the floor? There's also going to be some lifter clips included with this package here. So, you know, to hold the lifters in place when you're building the motor. So you'll get some lifter clips, you'll get the clutch tool, you'll get the CV socket, and you'll get the drain plug socket. So if you want to get in on that little drawing, you know, comment on the video and say, hey, I want to be on the drawing. We'll get a group of you guys that want to be on the drawing. We'll pick a number out of a hat, and we'll get that sent out. And yeah, we'll move on to the next little prize. You know, I can't do all Volkswagen stuff. I got to do some stuff for the other guys too. So I guess I can update you on the Nova a little bit. Take a look at that. Looks like Han's got oil on my car. Love WD-40 on the primer. I don't know what these fish eyes are from. But anyway, let's take a look under here. Oh boy. So I got the drive shaft in. It's looking pretty sexy. I forget where Hans got that. I got it through Mazworks. And this thing's supposed to be good for 1,000 horsepower, tranny brake it, whatever you want to do. So it's aluminum. Did have one little issue with it being that the tube diameter is a little bigger. It doesn't fit the drive shaft loop real jake. So I got to move the drive shaft loop over a little bit. You know, you got an offset pinion on a 9-inch, and I don't know if that's messing with it or what the deal is, but minor adjustment. But it has all the heavy duty yokes, solid U-joints, and all that good stuff. Same with the back, good U-joint. Everything's supposed to be good to go. I don't have a pinion support in this rear end. I don't plan on, you know, abusing it real hard, but eventually we'll have to upgrade the center section and the axles next. So that'll be the next upgrade for the 9-inch. A lot of traffic today. What else is going on under here? Plumbing the cooler. What's this deal here? I got the lines run from the transmission to the back of the car. And let me take you back here. There we go. Perfect. Oh, another shitty video. Shaky video. How do you tripod this, you know? So anyway, here's the cooler. There's the trunk floor. We're going to put it right there. I got to make some stands so I can have some space in between the floor and the cooler, because there gets a fan on here, and you want to be able to pull air through the cooler. And if I mount it right to the floor, it's not going to pull any air, so it needs to be spaced off the trunk floor. After we get that figured out, we'll go ahead and zip tie all the lines down. I got some exhaust clamps for the exhaust, so we can go ahead and put that in, but I want to straighten the drive shaft loop out first. Then I can bolt the exhaust on. So it's getting close to starting this thing. Oh, let me get up. Try to make this as painless as possible. Alright, got a steering wheel here for the Nova, bought that, and a new switch because my son stole my master switch, so I can wire the trunk up next. And then I got to install the shifter cable, which I found in the car here. I don't know if the bracket's going to be right for a Turbo 400. And then I started making up a little switch panel there. Got that going. And it's going to be for the basic stuff, fuel pump, spans. Got to incorporate a relay for the fans and such. And I got to get a fan still for the motor, for the radiator. So that's probably going to be soon here. I had to buy a fan for the Flex the other day, so I'm fanned out right now. What else is going on? Got an update on the Porsche. I'll show you how we're going to do this cooler thing. Well, Hans came up with the idea. This is some 3/4 inch tubing he got from work, scrap, and then that's a washer there, and then that's a rev nut, or whatever you call it, rev nut. I think that's what it's called, rivet nut. And then we'll TIG weld the washer onto the tubing, and then pop rivet that thread setter in there. And we'll do that on both sides, and it'll bolt in through the trunk at the top, and then bolt to the cooler at the bottom. And, I got to cut 4 pieces of tubing the same size today. That's my job. And then dig up 4 or 8 washers. And he'll TIG weld that when he gets home. This is the thread setter kit right here. And it's different. This one's metric. I have one in standard also, but we use the metrics more often than the standards lately. So anyway, that's the thread setter kit. That's the little deal that pop rivets them in. Got a new oil fill tube for the Porsche. I'm going to replace that too. You sort of have to pull the motor out to put this on, I do believe. You know, the Porsche mechanics are pretty tricky. They can probably get some of this stuff in the car. I was at a garage sale and found this. I got a buddy that I send these to. And this is a real nice piece. Brand new. from like the 1930s or 40s, I don't know. Plane, all German. It's got the Wiener Schnitzel sticker on it right there. I don't know what that is. I gotta get that out in the mail. Send it to my buddy who collects these. He does some fine woodworking, and that would probably go good in his little collection of stuff. So, look at that. But anyway, that's what's going on here. I just noticed the oil on there, so I have to try to get that off. I was trying to get this taped up for some primer, and I had to take this fender loose for some reason and mess my gap all up. So yeah, fighting the gaps on an American car. More shims. So that's where we're at with this. That's what's going on. That's a quick update. I think you're caught up. Got the first little giveaway there going. And yeah, for the life of me, I have no idea where the lifter clips went. Maybe I threw them out. I don't know. I've been known to do that. But I'll find some. I'll make sure there's a set in there. Doop-a-doop. Oh, here they are right here. Look at that. They're in the drill bit drawer. So anyway, here's the lifter clamps. We'll go ahead and include those in there. Got some nice drill bits. Check that bad boy out. Machine bits. Got some of these from Hans's grandfather, or great-grandfather, when he passed away. Gave all his mill bits and stuff like that. Hans got all that stuff. And I don't have a mill anymore, so Hans is a little mad about that. But we got a lot of nice stuff for the drill press. So there we go. It's a little 4-piece starter kit. Little Volkswagen stuff. Oh, I had a couple questions. Some guy wanted to know how I was holding the crank to the bench. And if you're still watching the video, just get a forged gland nut or a chrome moly nut, and then welded it right to the bench there. You can. I've seen a couple different people do this a different way. You can take a piece of plate steel and weld it to a piece of plate, and then you can bolt the plate into a vise to hold the crank. And then of course they make crank holders that also help support the crank by the dowel pins. Probably a better way to go. I've never had this fail yet, but gland nuts will break. That's why I recommend getting a forged one, not just a standard cast nut. So, mini bike engine's starting to get the proper dust on it. I don't know if this project's ever going to happen, but I guess I need to update you on the Southeast Gasser thing. We went and checked that out a couple weekends ago, and I could have darn sure used the mini bike for that because the terrain was sort of rough. So hopefully we can get Hans to throw this motor on one of them, and we'll have something to throw in the motorhome so we can ride around. But we're going to try to go to the Gasser race this weekend. It's in Union, South Carolina. So we're probably going to do that. I don't know, I'm going to try to go Friday night, and Saturday is the race, but they qualify on Saturday or Friday night. So looking forward to that. Got a bunch of stuff going on here, so we'll see how it goes. And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Gotta go look at a trailer for Andrea this morning, because she needs another trailer. This one's not good enough. And stuff like that. You want to be on the video?
No, I'm not dressed.
You're not dressed? Why are you sitting outside naked? So it's
you would get your views through the roof.
Beautiful day here. Yeah, but YouTube doesn't like that kind. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. It's a little bit of a short little update. Hope everybody's doing good. If you want to be in on the Volkswagen drawing this morning, go ahead and say I want to be in the drawing. And I'll give this a day or two, because it usually takes a day or two for people to find my video. And we'll get this going. We'll send this out, and then we'll do another drawing for the American car guys. They seem to like cash. So yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. And go out there and work on your cars, as Matt says.